was a beautiful rendition of our national anthem by Linda Green. And I don't know, Max, whether you and Jimmy mentioned it about talking about Roanoke-Benson and all the injuries about the young man Dave Backman, who was injured, broke his neck in a wheelchair, and his teammates are wearing his number on their socks, number 44. What a tribute to the young man. And now the opening lineup for this first quarterfinal game between Roanoke-Benson and Aurora Central Catholic. For Roanoke-Benson, number 42, at a forward, 6'2", senior Mike Ashelman. Number 34, at a forward, 6'4", a junior, Kevin Wagner. Number 54, at center, 6'4", a junior, Mark Shear. Number 20, at a guard, 5'10", junior, Kevin Meeser. And number 22, a guard, 5'9", senior, Marty Martino. And the coach of the Roanoke-Benson Rockets, Roger Wiseman. The balance of the Roanoke varsity, McGoney, Shields, Jones, Gick, Oldman, Kirby, and Smiley. And now the starting lineup for Aurora Central Catholic. Number 10, at a forward, 6'2", a senior, Tom Kleckner. Number 52, at a forward, 6'3", senior, Jeff Strankmeyer. Number 54, center, 6'4", senior, Greg Peters. Number 24, a guard, 6'1", senior, Randy Fichtel. Number 22, a guard, 6 feet, a senior, Jack Stickle. And the coach of the Aurora Central Catholic Chargers, Dick Fick. The balance of the Aurora squad, Talkington, O'Donnell, Hartlob, Heinz, Wolf, Bohr, and Perez. And the officials working the first quarterfinal game, Jack Lulay and Larry Wilcoxon. So there you have the lineup. Mike Esselman, Kevin Wagner, Mark Shear, Kevin Meeser, and Marty Martino for the Rockets of Roanoke-Benson as they come on the floor here at the Assembly Hall. And for the Chargers from Aurora Central Catholic, Kleckner, Frank Myers, Greg Peters, Randy Fichtel, and Jack Stickle. We'll call all the action for you in this opening quarterfinal game. Here's Jimmy Bowman.
Thanks very much, Tom. And jumping center for Aurora Central will be Greg Peters at 6'4" against Mark Shearer of same height, 6'4", for the Roanoke-Benson Rockets. And we're all set to go in Class A action, the start of a great weekend of basketball here in the Assembly Hall. Everybody's ready. There's the tip, and it's controlled by the Rockets. Down with it is Meeser. Across the side to Martino. A little story on Martino we'll tell you a little bit later. Trying to get it inside. It's picked off in there by Greg Peters for the Chargers. He'll get it quickly down the floor. On the left side is Kleckner. Trying to find an opening. They button up the lane pretty quickly, so they bring it out on top to try to set something up. Down the right side now to Kleckner. He gets it in underneath there. Nice layup that misses. And the rebound comes off in the hands of Greg Peters. Down the floor with it. There's Martino. A jump shot from a 22 feet is good. And that was Kevin Meeser for Roanoke-Benson, and we have a 2-0 score, the first score of the ball game.
Jimmy, Roanoke-Benson in a man-to-man.
We're seeing the close play already, aren't we? Hands in the face, trying to keep the ball outside on them. They're making them work for the shot, aren't they, Max?
Yes, they are. They're going to pressure the ball, it looks like.
They got inside. Beautiful. Beautiful play there by Greg Peters, and a foul on the play as Greg went in. They worked the ball into the big boy, but the foul was called on Peters, a charging foul. But the basket does count, and we are tied now at 2 apiece.
That was really fine penetration that time, Jimmy. Great pass off.
This is Peters with it. Inside, knocked away, and picked off by Aurora Central. And we have a foul whistle on the side. This one called on Martino, number 22. His first personal of the ball game.
That was on, Jimmy, it was on Fleckner.
Thanks for the correction. You're right. And they steal the inbound pass, moving inside with a shot. Another foul whistle. The shot was short.
This time Martino got the foul, Jim.
Well, they just traded them.
Fleckner plays the point for him, and he's got fast hands and really quick, and he showed us something that time. Got the ball back after he made the offensive foul.
He was trying to penetrate there along the baseline where he likes to shoot, but he couldn't get inside. They're moving him back outside now. Out on top with it is Kleckner. He gets it over on the right side to Fickle. Back to Kleckner at the top, and he gets it into the big man. A turnaround jumper. No good. Peeled off by Roanoke. Number 34, Kevin Wagner. That's Martino with it. Sure likes to shoot from outside there. Martino misses with the long one. He is a good outside shooter, by the way. And we have another foul call. We're tied at 2-2 with 5:49 left to play in the first quarter of this very first game of the afternoon. The foul was against Meeser. Inbounds with it for Aurora Central Catholic Chargers. Coming down with the ball is Kleckner. On the right side now to Fickle. They'll try to get it inside if they can, or Fickle will go from the baseline. It's picked off. We've had a number of turnovers thus far this early in the ball game. This is Martino with it for the Rockets. Wagner, Martino, cross court to Meeser. He can't get it inside. It goes out of bounds, but it's off the leg of Fickle, so it will remain in Rockets' possession. Way out on top to Martino.
Aurora using a 1-3-1 zone. They're going to force them to play with it outside. They want to keep it away from that big man inside.
The big man can play both the high and the low post, and he can shoot well from outside. The ball will change hands as it rolled out of bounds. And up court with it for the Chargers. Comes Fickle on the left side now, behind the back by Fickle. Shot is off the edge of the backboard, and the rebound controlled by Martino for Roanoke-Benson. Wagner trying to get it out on top. Picked off by Kleckner. Drives all the way. Misses the tip shot, but the tip is good by number 24, Randy Fickle. We have a 4-2 ball game with Aurora Central Catholic Chargers on top.
Kleckner came up with the loose ball.
We're going to see a lot of quickness, I think, here, Max, from what the coaches told us, as well as the pressure. And, of course, that goes along with defense basketball. Quick hand. They get it across to Wagner. Out of bounds. And it's given over to Aurora Central. Kleckner with it for the Chargers. Bringing it up, holds up one finger to set up a play. Fickle on the right side. Back out on top to Kleckner. Out on the left side to Strankmeyer. And we have a foul whistle in there, I believe, on Martino. On Martino. That's his second personal. Martino, incidentally, broke his arm the first week of December. Came back 7 weeks later and broke 3 ribs and was out 4 more weeks. Good outside shooter, but he can't fully extend with that injury, his coach tells us. So he plays 3 or 4 minutes at a time. Nice jump shot by Randy Fickle. The 6'1 senior. He has 5 points in the ball game, and it's 7-2. Aurora Central on top. Underneath for the shot, a foul is whistle as he moves in there. And the foul is called on Fickle, his second personal of the game. 7-2 our score with 4:08 to go in the first period. It comes in to Peters. He jumps from there. No good. Rebound controlled by Martino. Or Sickles. Beg your pardon. Driving all the way. Misses the shot. Knocked out of bounds. And again a foul is called on number 24 for Roanoke.
You see that Jack Sickles stick that ball in that left hand and lay it up? Wasn't that beautiful?
He sure did. And we're seeing that pressure in the backcourt all the way till they get the ball across the center line. And both clubs are having trouble penetrating. Although I believe Aurora Central is now getting the job done a little better. Roanoke-Benson on the turnaround jump shot is no good by Peters. And Aurora Central controls the rebound. Quickly down the court with it is Sickles. Jump shot from the back of the line is no good. They retain the rebound. From the baseline, a beauty by Randy Sickles, the 6'1" senior guard. And it's 9-2 with Aurora Central on top. Again, almost stealing the ball, and it was off the hands that time of Meeser. Nice play on the right side over there by Fleckner. And Aurora Central Catholic has called for a timeout. In the first quarter, it's timeout with a score, Aurora Central Catholic 9, Roanoke-Benson 2.
This is our country. This is where Country Company's insurance began, way back in the 20s. Seeing the special needs of special people. Men like this and thousands more like him. In a business that's loaded with hazards and risk. With a huge investment in land, buildings, equipment, and livestock. With tremendously important insurance needs. Property, auto, life, health. Today, 4 out of 5 Illinois farmers own Country Company's insurance policies. But they aren't the only ones. Because this is our country, too. The Country Companies protect the homes and businesses of thousands of city folk. And we also provide them with the life and health insurance protection they need. No matter where you live in Illinois, you're in our country. The Country Companies. We're a little different than most insurance people.
Well, and we're in the first quarter of play with 3:16. 9-2 to score. Aurora Central Catholic shot 40%, 4 of 10 from the field thus far. And Roanoke-Benson is only 1 of 5 for 20% from the field. And the young gentleman, Randy Fickle, number 24 of Aurora Central, has scored 7 of their 9 points. He had a good night the other night, 10 points in their super sectional victory over Maple Park Canelan. It comes into Aurora Central. Not too much pressure this time as they get it easily across the center line. That's Sickles with it. Foul whistled on number 20, Meeser. That's his second personal.
Jimmy, you've mentioned Fickle a couple times, 7 points so far in the ball game. According to their coach, he really is their most consistent ball player. He's the guy that does a lot of handling of the ball, and we've seen defensively, really quick, comes up with that steal.
And the free throw is good. That's giving Fickle 8 points. And since he was in the act of shooting, he's got the second chance.
Averaging 72% from the line, too, Jeff.
That's not too bad, is it?
Not bad at all. You figure anything over 70%. 70% below, you question them.
11-2. Aurora Central Catholic on top with 9 of those points scored by young Mr. Fickle. Meeser, number 20 with it, gets it out on top now. To Kirby, who just came into the ball game for Roanoke-Benson. And from the right side, it's Meeser hitting finally as Roanoke-Benson finds the mark from the field. They were really dry for the first 7 minutes. A foul whistle under there. John Fletcher, Jim, and it's his third.
Well, that'll be a big blow to them if they've got to lose him now.
Yes, it would, because he's one of their steady ball players and one of their better scorers. He had 11 points in their super sectional game the other night, and now we have what they call super sub getting ready to come in. Joe Hartlob, number 20.
Jimmy, you notice how Aurora Central Catholic moves that ball offensively down the floor as quickly as they can. They like to get it down. They want to beat that defense down.
Yeah, their coach Rick Fick said the best defense is 5 guys on the other end of the floor, and if you can get the ball down there before they do, you got a good chance of scoring. Throws it away, and it will go over to Roanoke-Benson. Tried to get it back in. And A nice try by Fickle, but he just couldn't get the job done. So Roanoke-Benson, with no pressure, really, to get the ball over the line this time. Almost had it kicked away there by Fickle. Trying to work it into the big guy. It's underneath, and he got it. Greg Peters, their 6'4" senior. That's the big guy they've got to depend on to get their scoring done. 11-6 our score. Aurora Central on top with 2:04 to play in the first quarter of this, our first quarterfinal game. High lob underneath there. Nice shot. And a foul. Hartlob went right to the basket with it, didn't he? And the foul is whistled on number 34.
Kevin Wagner, Jim.
Kevin Wagner pulls the foul and at the line.
And Wagner looks as though he got the brunt of it. He's not feeling all that well, and he's coming out.
That's right. He fell pretty hard on his back underneath there, and he's grimacing as he comes to the bench. Looks like he hurt his knee, possibly, Tom. That's Hartlob at the line. It's good. So it's a three-point play, and it's 14-6 now. Aurora Central on top. There's that pressure again. They get the ball down the floor quickly this time. Jump shot from the side, no good. Aurora Central on the fast break all the way. Away with the shot, and it's good. That's Pickles, Jack Pickles. A very quick play that produced 2 points, and it's 16-6, and the biggest lead of the ball game at this point for either team. Of course, Aurora has led all the way. 16-6, a 10-point lead for the Chargers. Underneath, number 42, Ashelman.
I just wanted to mention that Terry Schoen is in the ball game now for Roanoke-Benson. Came in at last substitution. Expected to do the job under the board.
Well, there's Pickles again. His second straight try, and he put it in for 2 more. It's 18-8 as Aurora Central getting pressure on Roanoke now to get that ball across the line. Maintains that 10-point lead. They try to get it under there to Peters. They do. And he gets 2. 18-10. 49 seconds to play in the first period.
Jimmy, that's Mark Shear for Roanoke-Benson, who has 4 points on 2 field goals. And there's Peters.
I beg your pardon, you're right. Thanks, Tom, for the correction, because they're both number 54. There's a jumper from the left side, about 15 feet out by Ashelman. That's good. Bounced around a couple of times, but it made it through. 20-12 is the score. Aurora Central leading all the way in the ball game, and almost hit Mr. Lule on the head with the ball. The referee who had to duck out of the way. Well, they're going to play for the shot. They have 12 seconds left. They'll wait for the good shot now and see if they can take 2 more at quarter. Almost gets away from them. Over on the right side. A shot is good by Shearer having a buzzer. And it paid off. And at the end of the first quarter, the score is Aurora Central Catholic 22, Roanoke-Benson 12.
This land's been in the family since 1865. My granddad started with just a pair of oxen and a plow. Hard work and good corn built this place. We've tried lots of brands since hybrid corn got started, but we've never found any other that consistently does the job like Pioneer. You can always depend on Pioneer to stand up and bring in good, solid yield. These days, my son and grandson do most of the work. But I taught them the most important thing. Take good care of the land and plant Pioneer. Like my granddad always said, plant the corn that makes the most. How is the corn doing this year, grandson?
Our Pioneer's averaging 8 bushels better and 4 points drier than hedge corn.
Smart boy. Maybe he just had a good teacher.
Well, we're back ready almost to start the second quarter. And there's an interesting story, Max, you have on one of our players.
The captain for Roanoke-Benson, Marty Matino, has had a couple injuries this year. He broke his arm early in the season. 3 or 4 weeks later after he got back, he broke his 3 ribs. And they have to take him out every once in a while because of his lack of play. He's only been in 12 of the 30 games they played this year. They have to take him out once in a while and rest him. But they need his steady ball handling in there.
He's very effective when he's in the ball game. There's no doubt about that. And the tip is controlled by Aurora Central. 22-12. They lead by 10 as the second quarter gets underway. On the left side with it now is Hartlob, the super sub. And he passes it right into the hands, trying to bounce pass to Peters. Into the hands of a Roanoke-Benson player as they bring it down. There from the edge of the free throw circle, a shot by Shearer, no good. Follow-up shot is good.
Mike Ashelman.
And it's 22-14. Aurora Central on top by 8. They've led all the way from the opening gun. We have 7:25 to play in the second period. A jump shot by number 24, Fichtel, is good. And Fichtel is the high scorer in the game thus far. My figures are correct. He has 11. Correct it. Let's make it 9.
Another costly turnover. And Aurora Central Catholic comes up with it again. That pressure is really paying off for him, Jim.
They are quick, and they are putting the pressure on the ball from the word go. That, of course, is what their coach, Richard Sick, told us they were going to do.
The young man you were talking about, Max, Marty Martino, just came in the game from Roanoke-Benson, and Neeser went out.
So you can see what Max was talking about, Tom. They rest him 3 or 4 minutes, if they can. Let him get a little rest, and then he can come back in and be effective. An attempted hook and a foul is called. The attempted hook shot there by Strankmeyer, Jeff Strankmeyer, and the foul
Terry Schoen
is whistled on Terry Schoen, number 32. To the line. Here's Strankmeyer. 24-14, a 10-point lead for Aurora Central. We're in the second quarter of play with 6:57 to go. Shot's good.
Strankmeyer is only a 53% free throw shooter. As a matter of fact, Aurora Central Catholic 66% as a team, and Roanoke-Benson a rather dismal 60% from the line.
He missed the second one. Shearer came off with it for Roanoke-Benson as the Rockets bring it down. On the right side, Schoen underneath. Shot is good by Ashelman. 25-16, a 9-point lead now for Aurora as they quickly come down the break. Fall-away jumper, no good, but a very nice tip out of there by number 52, Strankmeyer. Out to Fichtel, controls it underneath. Shot blocked by Peters. Strankmeyer tried to get it in there, and Shearer was the boy that blocked the shot. That's the second personal on Shearer. And at the line will be Jeff Strankmeyer. Boy, we just talked about. He can play inside, gives him the ability to move Peters outside once in a while, where he can shoot from the top of the circle as well as playing inside, too. 25-16, Aurora Central Catholic on top from the opening whistle. It's a little too long, but he'll get the second attempt. Strankmeyer eyeing the basket. Takes that breath and watches it go through. 26-16 as Aurora Central Catholic Chargers pull to that 10-point lead again. It's Wagner with it, driving toward the basket, but he's stopped in there very quickly by number 52, Strankmeyer. They try to work it on the left side, get it over there, but the shot is short by Ashelman. And a little ragged play out there as Aurora Central Catholic comes up with the ball. They call it back.
That's a tough bounce for the Catholic Central team. Great rebounding. The man falling on the floor maintained possession. And Joe Hartlob was all alone at the other end of the assembly hall waiting to make an easy two.
Yeah, there's a turnaround shot by Ashelman. A beautiful shot and a fine move. And it's 26-18 now as Roanoke pulls back within 8. That's 10 points for Ashelman, by the way. Follow-away jumper, no good. Rebound. A foul is whistled on number 52 for Aurora Central. Strankmeyer picks up the personal. 26-18, an 8-point lead for Aurora Central. As they move to the other end of the court, and at the line will be Marty Martino, the young sub we told you about, a young regular, really, who has to be a sub now because of that injury.
Jimmy Marty shooting at 66% from the line.
Shot is no good. Rebound comes off to Strankmeyer. He gets it quickly to Hartlob as they bring it down. Hartlob with it on the right side. Cross court now to Sickles, who shoots from about 25. No good. Goes out of bounds and given over to Roanoke-Benson. Martino. Gets it in to number 50, Steve Kirby. Down the right side now to Wagner. Back to Wagner. Shot, no good. Rolls off. Controlled by Peters. Up and in. Nope. Bounced out of there. Just wouldn't go in for it. And big number 52, Strankmeyer, control the ball. On the right side with it. Hartlob out on top now to Fickle to set something up to try to penetrate, get inside if they can. They do. Turn around. Hook shot is a good one. That looks like Matt Cooper. Greg Peters picking up two. You shot that shot occasionally, didn't you, Mac?
Tried to. There's that pressure again, coming up with a loose ball.
And Aurora has continued to put the pressure on. There is a charging foul. Call on number 22, Marty Martino, by referee Lulay. And Roanoke-Benson has decided to call a timeout with a score 28-18. They want to take a look at things and see where we can settle down and see what's happening and maybe break this pressure defense. It's timeout in the second quarter. For the score, Aurora Central Catholic 28, Roanoke-Benson 18.
When these youngsters grow up, a few of them will stay on the farm, and the country companies will protect their buildings, machinery, livestock, just as we've been doing for their parents and grandparents. But most of them will move to town, and the country companies will protect their homes and possessions, just as we do for thousands of Illinois town and city families. A lot of them will go to college, and country companies' life insurance policies will help put them through. Some of them will go into business, and the country companies will give them the same solid coverage we've been providing businessmen for years. All of them will need health insurance, life insurance, auto insurance, and the country companies will provide it. The country companies were a little different than most insurance people.
4:54 left to play in the first half with Aurora Central leading by 10.
Jimmy, Roanoke-Benson, the Tri-County Conference. This is the first time that any ball club from Tri-County Conference has ever made a trip to Champaign. And Aurora Central Catholic is in the private school league. They got a lot of support from their natural rivals, Marmion Military Academy, on the send-off to them when they came to Champaign.
If I'm correct, Roanoke-Benson did not win their conference either, did they?
I think you're right.
There is a foul whistle on the rebound as Hartlob came up with the ball, and the foul is on Kirby, number 50 of Roanoke-Benson. Most of the scoring in this ballgame thus far has been done by three players. Fickle has 9, Peters has 8 for Aurora, and Ackelman has 10 for Roanoke-Benson as we hold at 28-18. Aurora Central Catholic by 10, 4:41 to play. At the line, number 20, Hartlob. Beg your pardon. Yes, it was Hartlob. Shot was no good, however, and the rebound comes off to the Rockets. That's Wagner. Back to Meester to Wagner in the right corner. They're looking to get it inside. They can't do it. They finally get it to Peters. He's up there and makes it. Mark Shearer. He works well inside and outside. Diving to the bucket all the way. The shot is good, and a foul is whistled. And that was Fickle, number 24.
I don't think they whistled a foul. They actually whistled interference. The boy had his hand up in the net. There was no foul on that play.
That's right, Max. If the ball hadn't gone in, it would have counted because they were calling offensive interference. 30-20, our score 10 points. Aurora Central Catholic with the 10-point lead, but that quickly changed to Meester. Hits from far outside. 30-22. We have 3:56 to go here.
There goes Marty. There goes Marty Martino out again. Going to give him a little rest with 3:56 to go in the second quarter.
And Aurora Central brings it down. On the left side, Hartlob on top now to Fickle. On the right side, shot is short by Fickle. Rebound controlled by Ackelman for Roanoke-Benson. 30-22. 3:36 to play in the first half with Aurora Central having led all the way. He almost saves it, and he does. It bounces off the leg of, I believe, number 22, Sickles, over on the left side. ball comes way back out on top for Roanoke-Benson. On the right side, that's Kirby. Into the corner to Wagner, to Kirby. On top now to Meeser. He'll shoot from there, but he didn't take the attempt. They want to try to get it inside. Went off his legs and out of bounds, and Shearer loses it, and another costly turnover. Turnovers have been really the key to this first half, right, Mac?
Absolutely. And I think the excitement and the pressure basketball is going to do it.
30 to 22, an 8-point lead for Aurora Central, and a charging foul call on Jack Sickles.
Player control violation. The ball will go out of bounds.
Steve Kirby did a fine job defensively to create that foul. He got in front of his man and tried to run over him. It was a fine play.
An 8-point lead for Aurora Central. They've led from the opening gun, as we said, with their largest lead being 10 points. And they pretty well maintained that 10-point lead throughout the second period. There's another steal, and a costly steal for them as Sickles brings the ball down for Central. They settle it down, give it to Hartlob on the right side. It goes to Fickle now. To Hartlob from the edge of the circle. No good, won't go in for him. Rebound off to Ashton to Shearer for the Rockets. Kirby, cross court to Meeser. Shot won't go in, it's too long. Goes out of bounds. They will be given to Aurora Central. Meeser gets the inbound pass. Martino, or rather Sickles, to Hartlob, to Peters, and it won't go for him. 30 to 22, they still lead by 8 as Roanoke now tries to get down quickly with the ball. They're starting to move the ball a little quicker now, Mac.
Well, they're trying to beat that press down the floor, I think.
Fall-away jumper, no good. Tip in, no good. Another shot is good, this one by Strankmeyer. Jeff Strankmeyer, the 6'3 senior. It's an all-senior ball club for Aurora Central Catholic. They have a 10-point lead again, 32 to 22. It's saved. Nice play by number 50, Kirby, who shoots at this point, but misses. It goes out of bounds and given to Aurora Central.
Foul on Wagner, Jim.
Foul on number 34, Kevin Wagner. 32 to 22 with 1:40 to play in the first half. And into the ball game comes Terry Schoen for Roanoke-Benson, and Kevin Wagner will go to the bench. Shooting the 1-and-1 at the line, number 54, Greg Peters. First shot, no good. Foul call, though, on the rebound attempt. And that foul was whistled on number 52, Strankmeyer. And I believe we'll have Shearer going to the line for the Rockets.
Jimmy, we've seen Greg Peters. I don't mean to harp on this, but it just shows the value of free throw shooting. He's been at that line several times, and he is only a 63% shooter on the year. And that free throw shooting can be very important, particularly in the late stages of this ball game.
You can remember a gentleman you played against several times, Dusty Thomas and his Pinckneyville squad, and they stressed free throws more than anything.
Absolutely. Martino's back in the ball game now.
The shot is good by Shearer. 32-23 now as they cut the lead to 9. He has 7 points.
Matter of fact, Mark Shearer is only a 64% free throw shooter, so he's in the same boat.
Shearer misses the second, and the rebound is picked off by Greg Peters.
They're living up to their averages, aren't they, Matt?
Yes, that's right. They sure are.
Unfortunately, because free throws are such a precious thing, to
And
waste them is really a sin.
Right, and particularly here in front of all these people.
Yeah.
Hartlob out on top with it. Cross court to Sickles. Underneath to the big man. He is from the side. He loves that shot. Greg Peters, number 54 for Aurora Central, and it's 34-23, their biggest lead, and he has 10 points in the ball game. We have 1:10 to play in the first half. 34-23 in favor of Aurora Central Catholic. Just won't go in from the edge of the circle. Pop-up shot won't go in again. Stolen, quick pass, beautiful. Fast break down court, and a nice fake, but he missed the shot. Gets the ball back, though, as it's tipped back out to Hartlob, and he settles it down and gives it to Sickles on top.
Excellent ball handling by the two men coming down the floor. Handled it well.
Quick hands that makes the difference. Fall-away shot from the baseline, no good. They still get the rebound. Shot is missed by Peters, a hooker. And it's Martino with it now for Roanoke-Benson. 34-23. Aurora Central on top by 11. Their biggest lead of the ball game. This is Martino. He's short with it. And Hartloff comes up with a rebound. Cath knocked out of bounds. It's saved over there. It was. Almost knocked out by Roanoke-Benson, but saved by Sickles. And he gets it immediately to Sickles. Back to Sickles. To Sickles. Shot is blocked partially. And there the ball is taken away from Greg Peters at the half. At the buzzer, they were trying to get the last shot in, waiting for the good shot. And we have a 34-23 ball game with Aurora Central Catholic Chargers having led throughout the entire ball game. And now here's Tom Kelly.
Thank you, Jim Boland. It's been an exciting first half of basketball. I'm sure you'll agree as you look at the score on your screen. Aurora Central Catholic holding on to an 11-point advantage, their biggest margin in the first half. And you've seen the young men from Aurora Central Catholic. They're the ones in gold and blue with a very fine zone trapping pressure defense. Quick hands, chase the ball down, good defense, and they know how to put it in play at the other end as well. Very shortly, we're going to have a summary for you on the first half from Jim Boland. In the meantime, we're going to switch to Tournament Central and Mac Cooper.
Thanks, Tom. Following the summary of the first half, we'll have an interview for you with some of the cheerleaders here at the Assembly Hall.
The basketball game. Ashelman is the top scorer for the Aurora Central Catholic team in the first half of the ball game, and they have led from the very opening gun. Their longest lead at the present time, 11 points. They maintained a 10-point lead most of that time. Aurora Central Catholic putting the pressure on full court. They're using the press from the minute the ball is brought inbounds, and they have caused a lot of mistakes on the part of the Roanoke-Benson Rockets. It's unfortunate that they've thrown the ball away so many times, and I think that's what's kept.
You're a senior, sir. First half was kind of disappointing a little bit, wasn't it?
A little bit,
But things could pick up, couldn't they?
I hope so.
I know you do. What's your name?
Kathy Carnes.
And
I'm a
you're a junior?
I'm a junior.
Enjoying your visit down Champaign?
Yeah,
Having a lot of
really
fun?
great.
Yeah, good. How much for first half for you?
Well, we can make a big comeback.
Yeah, well, listen, your team's been fighting its way back all year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Sure. Don't give up hope yet. What's your name?
Kathy Coomer.
And what do you get?
Junior.
You're a junior?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. You look kind of sad. What are you sad about?
The game. I hope we can get back up there.
I'm sure your team will play better in the second half. And what's your name?
Lois Chapter.
And what are you, Lois?
Senior.
You're a senior?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Good enough. And your name is?
Janet Carnes.
Janet Carnes. Are you the captain, Janet?
Well, we don't really have a captain, but I was kind of elected to do it.
Well, the girls kind of said, when that fella comes over to talk to you, we're going to say that you're the captain, huh?
Yeah.
Are you ladies having a good time down here?
Yeah.
What kind of activities do they have planned for your cheerleaders?
Oh, swimming and bowling and just...
Turn around, look at the camera so all the folks can see how attractive you are. Swimming and bowling and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
What kind of a cheerleading squad is this? I was talking with the girls from Aurora Central, and they say they don't do many acrobatics. Do you do a lot of acrobatic stuff?
Oh, not a whole lot, but some.
How often do you practice? Do you do a routine every day? Do you work out or
Oh,
what?
no, usually twice a week.
Had a good season so far, haven't you?
Yeah, well, it started out kind of slow, but it really picked up.
Finished up good, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe the next 8 minutes, next 16 minutes will really... And in the matter of fouls, Flexner with 3 for Aurora Central, and he spent most of the second period on the bench. And Meeser with 2, Wagner with 2, and Martino with 2, and Strankmeyer and Sickles have 2 each. We'll pause 5 seconds for station identification.
And we're set for action here in the second half. Jim Boland along with Mac Cooper and Tom Kelly from the Assembly Hall in Champaign-Urbana. And the second half is underway as Aurora Central continues to dominate possession of the ball on the tip. They missed the shot there by Sickles. They lead by 11, 34-23 as we open this third quarter. That's Martino getting it over to Shearer. Shot is good. Nice penetration that time, Mac.
Well, they're going to have to go into the big boy inside. He's been averaging 14.5 points a year, and they're going to look for him. They've got to get the ball down. They've got to penetrate.
And he has 9 points in the game thus far. 34-25. It's a 9-point lead again now for Aurora Central Catholic. Their longest lead of the ball game was the 11 they carried at halftime, but they have maintained pretty much a 10-point lead most of the way. There's a nice hook shot by number 52, Jeff Strankmeyer, who has 6 points in the ball game for Aurora Central. That's Martino on the right side, almost losing the ball over there. Far cross court, batted away. There again, almost a turnover. And from the back of the free throw circle, a good shot by Martino. That's what they want him in there for, because he's a good outside shooter. But as we mentioned in the first half, in case you just joined us, he's been injured most of the year and has to play just in 3- and 4-minute stretches.
Jimmy, that was a big basket, too, because that's the first score that Martino's put on the board. And they're going to have something from him from outside.
That's right. They've had trouble penetrating all day. A very tenacious press defense by Aurora Central Catholic has kept them from the inside. Here the long pass down court and a foul whistle on number 20. That's Hartlob, Joe Hartlob, on the attempted shot by Meeser.
Meeser got the foul. Kevin Meeser, Meeser got the foul. Here comes a look at that one. We got a breakaway, and take a look at that replay. Here they come down now. Meeser just got him on the wrist there as he started up. And fine attempt by Stankmeyer. He's tried to twist away from him.
His first free throw is good, too, by the way. He has 7 points now, and it's 37-27. A 10-point lead again for Aurora Central Catholic. Second shot good. And it's 38-27 as they go back to 11 on top. He went all the way with it this time. He intended to get that ball in the basket, Mac. Number 50, Steve Kirby, their 6th man. That's his first bucket of the game. Shot from the baseline by number 24 is no good. That's Pickle. Rebound to Roanoke-Benson. Martino has it. 38-29. Aurora Central Catholic on top. Martino on the right side. Into the corner. Try to get it into that big boy. They do. Nice shot. He missed it, though. A little long. And a foul is called into there. Sure, trying to get the ball in the bucket. His first personal. And the ball will be controlled by the Chargers. They bring it down. No pressure from Roanoke-Benson. They're willing to sit back and not let them get the fast break going now, Mac. 38-29, Aurora Central on top. Shot is short from the outside by Randy Fickle. And Martino comes up with a rebound for the Rockets. That's Martino with it. Underneath. Turnaround. Good. That's Stiller. And that's what they're going to have to do to get back in the ballgame. 38-31. And they've pulled it within 7. The closest they've been in the ballgame since the first period. Trying to feed underneath there to Jack Sickles. And the foul is whistled on Sickles.
We're going to take another look at that one. Here it comes, and they're going to try to get it inside. There it is, right down the middle. Good penetration in the foul.
You know, the good coach will tell you, when you take that blind pass, Max, always take a step to the left. Don't ever go straight ahead with it, because that's the kind of foul you'll get. It's timeout in the third quarter with the score, Aurora Central Catholic 38, Roanoke-Benson 31.
You know that better corn hybrids come from research. But do you know how much research it takes to discover one good new hybrid? At Pioneer, we test 15,000 hybrids each year, but we find only about 5 that are good enough to go into a Pioneer bag. Why? Because a new hybrid has to prove itself against the best Pioneer corn on the market. It has to have strong disease-resistant stalks and roots, fast dry down, top grain quality and test weight, and most important, outstanding yield. In fact, we rate each hybrid on 19 different traits. When all the tests come in, computers help pinpoint that one great hybrid with the very best characteristics. Sure, it takes a lot of research to produce better hybrids, and nobody can match the Pioneer Corn Research Program, the world's largest. So who do you think has the world's best hybrid? Pioneer.
I said, Max, there's good coaching philosophy to take that one step to the left with a blind pass, because you immediately want to turn around and the guy is there to block you. You're going to catch the foul, but when you're driving toward the bucket, I guess the philosophy changes, doesn't it? You want to get it in there.
Sure it does. When you're making that penetration, it's very difficult to see that other man. And it's very important that the guy feeding you the ball makes a good pass.
38-31 as Roanoke-Benson is pulled within 7 now. They're trying to get back in the ball game, having trailed all the way. It's into their big man. Turnaround jumper. No good. A little short. Just won't go in for him. And Martino couldn't come down with the rebound as Fickle picks it off for Aurora Central Catholic. On the right side, Sickles with it. Sickles is a very unselfish ball player, according to his coach. He's capable of being a very high scorer, too. And they call a jump ball. He had 33 points in one ball game, his best ball game of the year, Sickles, that is. 15 of 17 field goals in one stretch. That's a pretty nice run.
Certainly is.
Tip control by Aurora Central. And out on top with it is Fickle. Just talked about it. 38-31, they lead. Aurora on top by 7. They've led by as much as 12. Shot on the side. No good by Fickle. It's short. And Martino comes down with the ball for the Rockets. Now they have a chance to pull closer. Let's see what they do. They'll try to get it in, I'm sure, to Mark Sure, number 54. That's Sure with the ball. He bounced passes. The baseline shot is good by Steve Kirby, the 6-foot sophomore. And it's getting closer, gentlemen. 38-33 as Roanoke-Benson is starting to make a move. Aurora Central, I think we failed to mention, Max, most of the time is playing 3 guards in the ball game to get quickness. They give up a little height, but they gain some quickness by doing so. And as we have seen, it has paid off thus far in the ball game in turnovers and in running their fast break. Now they're
Aurora Central Catholic here trying to pull that man-to-man defense out. They want to get a couple easy buckets, maybe run a little time off the clock. So they're going to try to penetrate. Then they're going to get the ball back out in front if he can't go. They're not going to take a bad shot. The ball club does this. What they're really looking for is nothing but a good shot. And I'm sure if a youngster comes up with a bad one, he might find himself sitting on the bench pretty quick because the coach has got that offense there for a reason.
Well, after having led by 10 or 11 most of the way in the ball game and then suddenly seeing your lead dwindle to 5, it certainly makes sense. And there, almost a costly turnover. They get it back out on top. Nope, he took too many steps. Well, that's a shame. Jeff Strankmeyer, trying to drive the lane, took too many steps, and the turnover goes to Roanoke-Benson, and that's exactly what they wanted to happen. They wanted that ball back.
Right, one thing we want to watch here now, Roanoke-Benson is starting to move a lot better offensively.
Shot by Shearer was short, and the rebound is controlled by Aurora on the fast break. That's Fickle. No good. Foul under there, though, on the shot. And let's take a replay look at it, and Max, tell us what happened.
Okay, they're going to come down, and that's Fickle. It's going to get the final pass going to the bucket. There's a great feed, cross court. Now he makes a fine switch right in the air and lays it up. Beautiful move, and he got fouled. Too bad he didn't get the bucket. He's a great effort.
And Martino picked up the personal, his 4th personal foul of the ball game, by the way.
Now here's a young man with 72% from the line. Fickle could be dangerous from there.
That ball was on me, Sir Jim. It's his 4th.
Thank you for the correction, Tom. It's 39-33 now. Pretty balanced scoring on this ball club. They had 3 players in double figures in their super sectional victory. They pull a 7-point lead now, 40-33. Aurora Central on top. He went right to the line, Peters that time, Shearer rather, but could not get the bucket. He's very cold from the outside, and he's supposed to be a good inside or outside shooter, Max. They may be just a little rattled.
Well, what's happening is that they came down early in this quarter and were patient, moved. They've become a little impatient now, and that's causing some of these turnovers, and it's also causing them to take some bad shots. If they'd be just a little more patient, move against that defense, against that 1-3-1 zone, let's see if they can do it here. See, again, they tried to force it in there, and they really didn't have it.
And Kleckner, Ashelman will go to the line.
Sickles picked up his 4th foul.
Now that's going to put a little difference in the game because Fickle has played a big part in the quickness. He's one of the 3 guards they play to get that quickness. And he went to the bench rapidly. Martino from the outside. No, won't go in. Sure, he can't get it in there. Tough shot to miss under there. But a jump ball is called.
what a tough thing. He had it in there all alone. There he was. The basket was there, and he just caught the back of that iron. Couldn't get it to drop.
Those are the kind Max should think about if you're a center for many, many nights, right?
That's right. Yeah, he'll relive that a couple times, particularly if they should happen to lose this ball game.
Aurora Central leads by 7, 40-33, and they control the jump ball. And that's Hartlob with it, number 20. We have 1:54 to play in the third period. Aurora Central Catholic having led all the way. On top is Fickle, number 24. Nice feed. Fall-away jumper is no good. Rebound. Turnaround hooker is no good. It was long by Peters. And Martino now will bring it down for Roanoke-Benson. Let's see if they try to set up some kind of a pattern. They want to get it under to Kleckner. Yeah, they did it that time.
That's what I was talking about. A little patience. Gets a good shot underneath.
That's Wagner, 34. Devin Wagner. And it's 40-35 as Roanoke-Benson gets back to the 5 points. And now they have a chance to really turn it on if they can convert this turnover into 2 points. Oh, won't go. Nice steal there by Hartlob. Fickle to number 10, Kleckner. Jumper from the side, up and in. Finally, after bouncing around 3 or 4 times, Greg Peters picks up the bucket. It's 42-35 again. Aurora Central Catholic. That's 12 points, by the way, for Peters in the ball game. And we have a personal whistle with 30 seconds left to play in the third. On number 22, Marty Martino. 42-35, a 7-point lead again for the Chargers.
Very frequently, you'll see when a mistake is made when they threw that ball away. Many times when you make that change to defense, somebody makes a bad foul, and Martino picked up that personal foul, gave him the ball.
There's a nice fake. Didn't get the shot in, and the foul is whistled against Mark Shearer of Roanoke-Benson. You might notice that the Aurora Central team, when there's a free throw being shot, just before he goes to the line, they all group there for some kind of play setup, right, Max?
Greg Peters, who's got 2 free throws coming, a 63% free throw shooter, got that one. And he can move inside and outside. Matter of fact, his coach even says that he really thinks he's a natural corner man. High scorer and carries the load rebounding for Aurora Central Catholic. The Chargers, he's got 1 more free throw coming.
He has 13 points in the ball game. Make that 14, and it's a 44-35 lead for Aurora Central as they pull back to a 9-point bulge. In the right corner, shot by Asherman is no good. Rebound up into the hands of Strinkmeyer. Good speed. Drive, bucket, good. By Fickle. Fine fast break. At the buzzer, they pick up the 2 on the fast break. 46-35. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Aurora Central Catholic 46, Roanoke-Benson 35.
The country companies got their start out on the farm, where folks worked hard for what they had and wanted to protect it with insurance from their own kind of companies. They got the insurance protection they were looking for from the country companies. And today, 4 out of 5 farmers in Illinois are protected by the country companies. We like doing business with people in the country, but they're not the only ones who want down-to-earth talk about insurance for their homes and cars, their health, and their lives. People in cities and towns need down-to-earth answers to their questions about insurance, too. If that's the way you feel, give us a call. We're in the Yellow Pages, the country company. We are a little different than most insurance people.
Jimmy, let's just throw in a little location of these schools again. Roanoke-Benson High School is in Woodford County. That's located 65 miles northwest of Champaign. Aurora Central Catholic High School is in Kane County. It's located west of Chicago and about 130 miles north of Champaign.
Roanoke-Benson team with 12 points. Greg Peters has 14, and Stickle 13 for Aurora Central as we start the last 8 minutes of play. Gentlemen, this is it for all the chips. 46-35, Aurora Central Catholic on top. Shot is partially blocked, and the rebound fought for, finally controlled by Aurora Central Catholic. There again, the quickness of the hands of these three guards playing for Aurora Central. They lead by 11 again. They've controlled it most of the way. There's a costly turnover. Goes right into the hands of number 42, Mike Ashelman, as Roanoke-Benson brings it down. Beautiful shot. 2 points by Schoen, Gary Schoen. He is their sixth man on the squad. Shuttled in and out most of the time. He's played quite a bit in this ball game, however. 46-37 the score now as Roanoke-Benson pulls back to within 9. Aurora has been in control all of the way. Feet underneath to the big man, and he can't get the hooker up there. Greg Peters trying to lay it in from the opposite side, and a foul is whistled.
Excellent, excellent try in there, too. It's a great feat.
And he picked up the personal foul in trying to get that bucket. It's timeout in the fourth quarter with a score, Aurora Central Catholic 46, Roanoke-Benson 37.
Strike out against bank service charges with the Bank Pack from Commercial National Bank. Get a free checking account, a master charge card, overdraft protection, a savings account, automatic savings deposit, and your own personal banker. 6 free basic bank services. A matchless way to simplify your finances. The Bank Pack from the Human Interest Bank, Commercial National Bank of Peoria.
You should know that radial tires are longer lasting and that they give you better mileage and traction. But did you know that the Plaza Tire Company was one of the radial pioneers in central Illinois? And now Plaza Tire is introducing a brand new steel-belted radial. The Bridgestone V-Steel radial has 2 puncture-resistant steel belts backed by extra fabric belts. So for durability and the smoothest of rides, get the Bridgestone V-Steel radial from Plaza Tire Company. Downtown open till 7 on Monday, Pioneer Park open till 7 on Friday, and both Plaza Tire locations open daily 8 till 5.
Well, we're starting off. We've got a 9-point advantage for Aurora Central Catholic. And I really think that, Jim, you're going to have to expect Roanoke-Benson to come down and be a little more patient. They're taking some 20-footers that perhaps their coach might not want them to put up right now. They've got to get some sure baskets.
We have 6:54 to play here in the ball game in the final quarter. And there is a basket by number 50. Mr. Steve Kirby, a 6-foot sophomore who has had 2 from that very same spot. Fall-away jumper goes in, Stickle, and that's Stickle's 15th point of the ball game for Aurora, and it's 48-39 with 6:28 to play in the ball game. Roanoke-Benson will have to start shooting the ball now because they're going to have to get some points on the board. Now, immediately they do, and they're suddenly starting to hit from the field, Mac. That's Mike Ashelman with 2 from the baseline.
Well, that's 2 in a row, and they've got to come down. Now they've got to play some defense. This is where it's really tough in a ball game. You've got to play good defense, not commit the foul, but you don't want to give them the easy bucket. The big question is get the ball. Some way, get the ball. Good penetration there. Okay, that's what you're looking for.
That's exactly what you're looking for, either to get the ball out of bounds or to get a jump ball where you do have a chance to get it and get possession. 48-41, a 7-point lead. The ball game's certainly not out of reach for Roanoke-Benson by any means. It's controlled by Aurora Central Catholic. Nice penetration there and a good shot by their big man, Greg Peters. Good fake, a little quick step, and he put it in. 50-41. They lead by 9 again. And there again, the pressure, Max. We've seen it all the way from the start of the ball game by Aurora. Turnaround jumper just won't go in for sure. He's having a cold day. Quick break. They'll settle it down, I would imagine, right now.
There's good defense.
Yeah, there they're going to pressure the ball.
Unfortunately, he got the foul called. But
I think at this stage of the game with 5:22 left and a chance to get in there, you're going to have to get possession. That's 4th personals, by the way.
right on Martino, that's his 4th.
And Martino goes to the bench, and into the ball game again is Terry Schoen, their number 6 man on the squad. 50-41. We have 5:22 left to play in the ball game, and Kleckner's at the line for the Chargers. Well, it finally went through. Ball couldn't make up its mind. A 10-point lead again, 51-41.
Tom Kleckner, a 57% free throw shooter, and he rolled that one around.
That's his first point of the ball game, by the way.
2 big free throws.
Up his second. 2 good free throws, right. 52-41 as Aurora Central again extends to 11 points. And he travels with it, trying to get it down on the fast break. That's a costly turnover, and at this stage of the game, Kirby losing the ball for Roanoke-Benson. And an 11-point lead for Aurora. They might be content to sit out there and play some pattern basketball now and just wait for the good shot. And there's the foul, whistled against Kirby, number 50 of Roanoke-Benson. And you see, as the point I was talking about, the boys all get together there. They get something set up before the Aurora Central player goes to the line. You know what they're going to do, wherever that ball goes. That's
really
smart.
gives them a chance to talk about, or they probably got signals on the type of defense, or really what they have some variations on their press, and that's what they really go over.
Hartlop's free throw is no good, and the fall-away jump shot on the rebound by Peters is no good. Ashelman picks up the personal foul for Roanoke-Benson. There again, they go to the line. They talk over what they're going to do, and at the line will be big Greg Peters. He's a 6'4", husky, 180-pound, 17-year-old senior. He can play some college ball someplace.
Moves very well.
And it's good. And they want to put it out of reach with 5:07 left in the ball game. They have their longest lead, 53-41. That's 17 points, by the way. And make it 18 now for Greg Peters. Fine ball player, 54-51. The longest lead of the ball game for Aurora Central Catholic. We have 5:07 left in the clock. And this, our opening quarterfinal game. We'll remind you we have another 10 games. Right after this one, it's Tom Kelly, Mike Picker, and here's Billy Kim Bowling here courtside to call it forward. Long jump shot by Steve Kirby again. And the foul is good. The basket is good. And the foul on number 20 is Joe Hartlock, who did himself. 8 points to Sean, who got the bucket. And it's 54-43. Foul was on number 32.
Chargers, the Cougars, by just over that number 30 field.